Hello guys, last week we started reading the Gymnast and we knew that we had three major characters. We have Isaac. Who was Isaac? Let's remember, Isaac was a clever and perfect gymnast. He could do hard movements such as cartwheels and backflips. We also have Carney. Who was Carney? He was Isaac's cousin. And we had Carney's mom. Carney's mom kept telling him about Isaac and how Isaac was so good because he could do hard movements, so that Carney got jealous or started to feel jealous of Carney, and he also decided to do the same movements of Isaac. The question is, will Carney be able to do these hard movements or will he fail? Okay, now let's know. Open your book on page 147 and let's start. Okay, let's read.
My cousin was a show-off, but I figured he was allowed the limelight before one appreciative dog who had come over to look. I envied him and his cloth gymnast shoes. I liked the way they looked slim, black, and cool. They seemed special, something I could never slip onto my feet.
My cousin was a show-off person. Who's talking now? Of course, Carney. My cousin Isaac was a show-off person. If I'm a show-off person, if I do anything, I wanted people to point at me. I wanted people to talk about me. Isaac, he was a show-off person. Remember, when he was doing cartwheels and backflips, he wanted all the passengers, or he wanted everyone to start looking at him and pointing at him. He was a show-off person. And Carney said, I envied him and his class gymnast shoes. So Carney started to admire Isaac's shoes. Why? She had reasons. Of course, look. They looked slim, black, and cool, and they seemed special. She loved his shoes. So the question is, how was Isaac? Again, Isaac was a show-off person. What did Carney admire? Again, Carney admired Isaac's class gymnast shoes. Why? Because they looked slim, black, and cool, and they seemed special. Okay? Let's complete.
I ate the plums and watched him until he was sweaty and out of breath. When he was finished, I begged him to let me wear his cloth shoes. Drops of sweat fell at his feet. He looked at me with disdain, ran a yellow towel across his face, and patted his neck dry. He tore the white tape from his wrists. I liked the tape as well and tried to paste it around my wrists. He washed off his hands. I asked him about the white powder, and he said it kept his hands dry. I asked him why he needed dry hands to do cartwheels and backflips. He said that all gymnasts kept their hands dry, then drank from a bottle of greenish water he said was filled with nutrients.
Okay, listen to me. Now Gary started talking to his cousin. After Isaac finished everything, what happened? Gary wanted to wear his shoes. What a surprise. Gary wanted again to wear his shoes. Drops of sweat fell at his feet because Isaac was doing cartwheels and backflips. He was so tired, exhausted, he was full of sweat. And now Carney, what he wanted? He wanted to wear his shoes. Isaac looked at Carney with disdain. What are you saying? You wanted to wear my shoes? What a surprise. Disdain, as if he wanted to make fun of him. Okay? He ran with a yellow towel across his face and patted his neck dry. He was wearing a white tape around his wrist. What's a tape? If I'm a gymnast, I should put a piece of cloth or I should put a tape around my wrist. He was so surprised, he tore or he cut his white tape around his wrist and he looked at Carney. What are you saying? What you want? You want to wear my shoes? I liked the tape as well as tried to paste it around my wrist. Carney admired Isaac's shoes and Isaac's tape. He washed off his hands and I asked him about the white powder. Isaac, he had white powder on his hands and he told her that all gymnasts should put white powder on their hands to keep their hands dry so that they can do their hard movements like cartwheels and backflips. Okay? So the question is, why do gymnasts put white powder on their hands? Of course, to keep their hands dry. To keep their hands dry. And what do gymnasts put on their wrists? They put tape. Very good. Okay. Let's complete. Listen again.
Then drank from a bottle of greenish water he said was filled with nutrients. I asked him again if I could wear his shoes.
Nutrients, this is a very good drink which full of vitamins and gives energy. So if I'm a gymnast, I should have it. Drink it. I asked him again if I could wear his shoes. He slipped them off and said, okay, just a while. The shoes were loose. Of course, it's not him. They were loose, not suitable. But Gary liked them. I went to the front yard with wrist dripping tape and my hands white as gloves. Gary, he wanted to wear his shoes and now his hands are white as gloves, so white. Isaac smiled slyly in a clever way. What you want? Okay. Look what happened. When I did a cartwheel, my shoes flew off along with the tape and my cousin yelled. He started shouting. What happened? Listen again.
He slipped them off and said, okay, just for a while. The shoes were loose, but I liked them. I went to the front yard with my wrists dripping tape and my hands white as gloves. I smiled slyly and thought I looked neat. But when I did a cartwheel, the shoes flew off along with the tape and my cousin yelled and stomped the grass. My cousin was a...
Now the question is, what happened when Gary started doing cartwheel? Again, what happened when Gary wanted to do cartwheel? Yes, the shoes, of course not his shoes, Isaac's shoes, flew off along with the tape and Isaac started yelling, he started shouting. Okay, open with me page 148.